Hi guys! So below in the post where I said I was going live at 8, I posted 2 pictures of the craft, the combined craft that I'm doing. One of them is a picture of the canning jars painted, and there's some sandpaper. They use a little sandpaper to scuff where the words are. You don't have to do that, but I think it adds a nice touch. That would actually even be pretty too. You could even do that. Either way. You could do both sides and then see which one you like better. But I like the idea of the little outside herb garden. So I have my seeds. I have rosemary, thyme, and oregano. Those are the ones I'm going to do. I'm also eventually going to do some spearmint too for mojitos, because those are so refreshing in the summer. So, but these are the ones I'm going to do tonight: oregano, thyme, and rosemary. And what we want to first start with is some alcohol, because we want to make sure these are clean so the paint will stick. So this gets any grime or dirt off. I just have a little, I use this for my nails too. Before I do my nails, I prep my nails with this. But you can just make sure that, you know, it's all clean. And then let it dry. So then what I'm gonna do, this one's already prepped. So what I'm gonna do is grab some acrylic paint. I'm just gonna throw some on there and just got a nice brush to get it nice and smooth. And because you're doing it on glass, you don't need as much paint as you maybe normally would if you're used to using acrylic. And I'm just gonna go up to the top. I'm gonna leave the top clear, but you know, you can do it however you want. And then I'm gonna put a ribbon on there. So I'm just gonna make sure I paint this whole thing. Down to the bottom. And I'm not gonna do underneath, I'm just gonna go to the edge. And really, it's gonna be sitting here, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You're not gonna see the very bottom, but. And this edge doesn't have to be perfect either, because you're going to tie a ribbon on. So I'm just going to make sure it's nice and smooth. You don't want to put the paint on too thick on the glass, because you want to allow it to be able to dry okay. And then, you know, it'll give it a rustic look too. If you probably could just skim that too, but the grapes here, I probably could just skim it and then I wouldn't have to sand it, but it probably looks better sanded anyway. Scumble is the correct painterly term. Okay. I think I got it all the way around. I'm just going to make sure that it's not where I'm going to set it down. Oh, I saw the paper towel waving for a second. I thought our dog was out. Okay. All right. That's one down. This one's also prepped, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I love painting. Any form of painting to me is just so relaxing. Even painting walls in a house. Although in order for it to be relaxing for me, I really tape off like crazy. I'm a crazy person taping off, a perfectionist. Because then once you get it taped off nice, it's going to look professional and you can just have fun with it and not worry. That's what I love about it. And it just transforms a room hugely. I mean, you see a huge difference right away. And I love color. I love bright colors. My son's room is like almost this color of this. Well, this paintbrush is very dirty, but because I do crafts all the time. But yeah, his room is like a turquoise with red curtains and just, you know, kind of creative, cute looking. Ooh, that's something I could do for another time. In his room, I did a chalkboard wall, and I did like I used a dowel and hooks to put a roll of paper on the wall so he can pull it down and do his art. So like it's like a little art station. And then I put a I looked into doing chalkboard walls and magnetic walls, and it kind of doing the two together just sounded like the magnet wasn't going to work as good. Because it, you know, if you just use it by itself, it barely works good enough on the wall, and then to put chalkboard paint with it, it just didn't sound like that was the best option. It just wouldn't stick real good. And so what I did is I did the chalkboard wall and did the roll of paper, and then I also just got a dry erase board that was magnetic, and so he's got all three. In fact, it's really cute. His friend Fiona, who's a year and a half older than him, he's 8, Max is 8, taught him how to do cursive on the dry erase board. It was really cute because he really wanted to learn cursive. And then the next year, well, this year in 3rd grade, they were teaching it to him, but she learned it a year ahead, so she was teaching him because he'd always wanted to know cursive. I taught him to write his name in cursive, I think, when he was 4 because he asked me. And I hear Bogey's barking inside the house. Our 8-month Boston Pug King Cavalier Spaniel mix. Yes, we get stopped a lot to ask what kind of dog he is. Okay, and there's that one. Just make sure it's not going to get on the table when I set it down. There we go. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect either, again, because it's going to be, you know, we want it to look a little rustic. Hear somebody's lawnmower going. It's been warmer in Buffalo, so it's been in the 70s, which probably makes some of you in the South laugh. Because yes, we're wearing shorts when it's like, you know, when it's 70. But I'll tell you, because we don't get the nice weather that much of the year, everybody's out. Everybody here is out enjoying it because we have less time to appreciate it, so we really appreciate it while we have it. And it doesn't really ever get too hot to be outside here. Not really. Not compared to what you guys get in the South. Holy cow. You know, where you have to wear like your zinc oxide on your nose if you're going to be in the swimming pool, you know, because it gets really bad. And I hear Max yelling at the dog. But I'll tell you, Bogey's doing really good, and Max and I are both taking him together to obedience class, and he's really doing good. He really is. He was much more calm around the other dogs this past class, yesterday actually it was. We go Tuesday nights. And need a little bit more paint. And he was like he showed less energy. Like he somehow knew that the little puppy there that was 8 weeks old, he had to be more gentle with him. So that was good. And he was also like that with my niece Kaylee, who's 2 now. He just was super low key around her. He knew that he had to be gentle. It was really cool. I mean, we were watching him in case, you know, in case he wasn't. I was right there in case he tried to jump up. But you know what? I think he didn't try to jump up on her because she's already his height. You know, it's like perfect height. Okay. There we go. So they're all painted, and I have one that I already painted. So I can't sand these now, and I didn't quite think ahead enough to... I painted this one because it was an extra one I wasn't going to use. And I do have more ball jars. I wish I would have thought to do that instead. But it doesn't have anything to sand on it. It doesn't have any extra little things, so I can't show you what it's going to look like to be sanded. But just some of the paint will come off, and it'll look a little more rustic. It's pretty, like in the pictures, if you look in the pictures of where I posted earlier that I was coming live at 8 p.m., I posted 2 pictures there that show the herb garden and the ball jars painted. So you can get an idea from that. And I will show you the finished product when mine do dry and I can sand them. So now I'm just going to take the potting soil, and I have my herbs right here. And I probably should have... No, this isn't, what do you call it? Looks like you can rip that off. Can you rip that off? Otherwise, I probably should have had scissors, but I can probably just use this to open it up. I sliced my hand off. You know, 'cause sometimes we got to get a little creative. Or not. Wait, I think I might have broken it enough to get in there. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Oh, and it does rip open. It was perforated here. And that's life, I guess. Sometimes we make things a little more complicated than they have to be. Oh, let me just grab that. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just... Now, this is a smaller one, so it's not going to need as much potting soil, but I'm just going to put that in. Fill it up close to the top, just because I want to make sure, you know, that that the herbs get sun and that I can see them as they're growing out. And it'll be easier to get them out if they're, you know, up higher too. So I'm just gonna fill this I don't want to put too much on there because it's not a wide jar. But out there should be good because it's going to go down a little bit when I put some water in there. So I'm just going to scoop a little bit out of there and put the herb in there. Which one should I do first? I guess I'll do oregano first. And that didn't quite open. Tear it again. Tear it again. Get it open. Oh, okay. I thought it was still stuck. I was like, how far down does the adhesive go on this? Okay, and these are itty bitty seeds. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I did an herb garden was forever ago. So I'm just gonna take some of those and just throw them in there, I guess, and then I'll water it, and I'm gonna put a little ribbon on. Let's see which way. It doesn't really matter which way I do it. I guess I'll just do it over here. And then you can play with the bow. I'm kind of doing it upside down, so I will this way. That's a little little better. So now I'm just gonna take a clothespin and I'm gonna put down oregano. And you know, I think I'm gonna put down today's date. What is today the 20? What is today? 23rd. 23rd. Because then I know how long I can count for the germination period. And if you wanted to, you could paint this too. Let's see. And then I'll put down 5/23, you said, right? There we go. So you know which is which. And then they're just gonna go in here. Now these are all bigger though, so you know, they'll look like that in there. So when I get them all, when they're all dry and I've sanded them and put them all in here, I will post a picture, and then I'll post a picture again later on when they're sprouting up, so you can see, because I'm sure that'll be even prettier when the herbs start coming out. But yeah, don't forget, you know, spearmint is awesome for fresh, because it makes a huge difference when you're making a mojito if you use fresh spearmint. And you know, you buy it at the store, and we had it in the fridge, you know, I think it was last year or the year before, and it doesn't last that long. It's hard to use all that you buy in the store, you know. So if you have it fresh here, you can just pull a sprig here or there whenever you need it, and you'll be good. So I'm gonna be sure to plant some of that too. So thanks for joining me, and I have a lot of other fun craft ideas floating around in my head, just a ton, and a bunch more for the deck. That's our deck too. So I'm gonna transform the deck one craft at a time, and get some lanterns going and some other plants, and decorate some planters and all kinds of things. I want to have like a little fountain and a water bowl and all this cool stuff. So anyway, this will go out there, and I'm going to intersperse some other crafts that aren't necessarily outdoor, just to, you know, outdoors, just to, you know, stir things up a little bit. But I am going to, you know, because it's a season for being outside, at least especially in Buffalo, but anywhere, you know, this time of year, the South, whatever, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of outdoors ones too, but I'm gonna intersperse it with other ones. So in case you already have your outdoor space all set, you know, you won't be too bored. But you know, there's a lot of great ideas that you can find out there, and it's so much fun to create stuff. And it can be pretty inexpensive too. Okay, oh, and I forgot to tell you, this cute little, you know, tray I got at Michael's. I know that Hobby Lobby also carries things like this, and Joann's. Most craft shops have something that you could use. So get creative and have some fun. Bye guys, thanks for joining me. Oh, and by the way, this is, I got a lot of compliments on this today. This is Goddess layered, let's see, I think I have it right here. Goddess layered with the new golden iris. Speaking of outdoorsy stuff, flowers, bouquet of flowers, gloss, it's the new one from the bouquet of flowers. So it just makes it look like a more nude instead of as pinky, and it has like a nice shimmery shine. It's really pretty. Anyway, okay, thanks guys, bye.